Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. You can still get your green gear 20% off. New designs included. Offer code We Need For, all caps, WENEED, the number 4, as in we need 4 more years of Trump and Pence. Speaking of Pence, last night, the vice presidential debates between Mike Pence and Kamala, the Ugandan nightmare, Harris. So, in a nutshell, I thought it was better than the presidential one. I thought Pence was more polished. He's a good speech giver, I guess. Again, I think Kamala came out a little bit stronger in the beginning. She was attacking the president's, what she called, mishandling of the sweet and sour sniffles. I think that was her best weapon. That was the best arrow in her quill, so to speak. Both of them, though, I didn't like how some of the questions they didn't answer, like the abortion one where they asked, Pence, since he's a former governor of Indiana, how he would like Indiana to respond if Roe v. Wade were overturned by the Supreme Court. She posed the same question to Kamala, asking her how she would want California to respond if Roe v. Wade were repealed. And the moderator, Susan, what's her name? I think she was definitely better than the other guy, Charles, whatever his name was. I think she was better than him, but I didn't like how toward the end where she asked him the whole, the Breonna Taylor question and everything. I don't like how she said that, Breonna Taylor was an EMT trying to paint her as this innocent little victim who was just like, police, drugs, what? Now, of course, she didn't deserve to get killed like that. She didn't deserve to die. That was a very, very unfortunate accident. But to paint her as just this innocent girl who was just trying to be out there saving people's lives and the police just kicked the door in and murdered her. No, she was not innocent. She was innocent in this situation, meaning she didn't deserve to die, but she was not innocent if you're looking at the bigger picture, if you're taking a bird's eye view. She was not innocent. She rented that car, somebody got killed in it. She was seen handling packages for a known drug dealer. Come on. But she was like, she's just an EMT, which she got fired from that job a few years ago. So that's like telling somebody, Jericho, he was 18. Well, yeah, I was years ago, not anymore. So she lost her job. You can't keep calling her the title which she holds no more. That I did not like about the moderator. So Pence, a lot of things I did like that he said. I like how he started out by saying that because she, again, was attacking them on the way they handled COVID, saying that Biden did a much better job or will do a much better job, and he's going to do this and do that for the economy. And Pence was like, well, in 2009, they had a pandemic of their own. It was a swine flu. Fortunately, it was not as aggressive as COVID. If it were, he said over 2 million people would be dead. He said with the swine flu, over 60 million people were infected. Right now, we sit at about 7.5 million being infected in America. And unfortunately, 210,000 people. She kept beating that fucking dead horse. 210,000 dead bodies. So 210,000 people are dead now. Again, you hear them saying that, it took this many people in only 7 months. So that's half the year. If the year goes on at this pace, which I hope it doesn't, that's another 210,000. That's 420,000 people in a year. So that's right on par with cigarettes. Again, that loss of life, terrible. In the grand scheme of things, not as bad as they're trying to make it out to be. Not as bad as they're using it to take power and to have a stranglehold on us and our freedoms, our liberties. I like how he was saying, he said multiple times that they trust the American people to make decisions for ourselves. Again, with this whole COVID nonsense. they do need to leave it up to us. We do know better. We do know what's best for ourselves and our families. Believe it or not, we do know better. In a lot of cases, we're smarter than you guys are. He also hit her up about downplaying the situation, always being, doom and gloom, fucking, the wet blanket. He's like, why are you downplaying the process, the progress that we've made with this pandemic? He's like, we have new drugs. We've basically reshaped our lives. We have a lot of things in place. We know a lot of things now we didn't know then. We've made strides with COVID. Why do you keep shooting it down? Why do you keep trying to poke holes in the vaccine? And she said herself, if the doctors and all the experts say that she should take the vaccine that they come out with, she's like, I'll be the first one in line to take it. All right, put a pin in that. We're going to remember you said that, Kamala. But if Trump says I should take it, I'm not taking it. Whatever, it's a little petty, it's fucked up, whatever. He got her on taxes. He really did a good job on taxes because she wouldn't admit that they were going to raise taxes. Well, we will not raise taxes on anybody who makes over $450 or under $400,000 a year. How is that possible? To fund all this shit you want. And another point he made, they're saying Biden said he will not support the Green New Deal. But I have Biden's program, which is the Green New Deal. It's the same thing. They just swapped the nameplate on the office. Same person inside. That meant absolutely nothing. But he's saying if this is the plan you're going with, whether it be Green New Deal or fucking Biden's deal, it's going to cost too much money. You're going to have to tax the shit out of people. And then we're going to get it anyway. You raise taxes on companies, they got to raise prices on their goods. Who's paying for the goods? Who's buying the goods? We are. Or these companies will leave. They'll go overseas and take jobs. Now you have more jobless claims. Now you have higher unemployment. See, they're trying to destroy the country. They're just going kind of a roundabout way. They're going around the block to get across the street. But either way, it's going to end the same. But he really did good on taxes. I like how he wasn't playing into the climate change shit, how he was talking about how bad the Paris Accord was, how we were right to get out of it. Of course, Kamala says, hell no, day one, we're getting right back in it. And another good point that Pence made was, we have reduced our CO2 more than the countries that are left in the Paris Accord. And Biden mentioned this in the presidential debate, how, of course, these countries are doing bad since we pulled out. Well, yeah, dumbass, because we were footing the bill. We were paying for everything. Of course they're doing bad. Money bags is gone. Like, is that hard to figure out? And he kept telling her, I like how he kept telling her, you're entitled to your opinion. You're not entitled to your own facts. He said that a couple times. And it's true, because that's all she has. That's all they have. Emotions. We're going to save the planet, guys. We're all going to join hands and make the little headbands out of little flowers and sing Kumbaya, and the world's going to be a better place. We're going to create millions of green jobs. And we're going to have recharging stations, 500,000 of them on these highways. Biden said on the highways we're going to build in the future. What does that mean? Where's the plan? Who's paying? Simple questions. Out of everything, whenever they say something, that's all we need to know. What does that mean? What's the plan? Who's paying? But it's all these magical, good feeling things that make you feel warm inside. Like you just took a shot of liquor. It gives you that warm feeling right here. We're going to save the world. Man, please. And another thing I like that Pence said was, China will pay for what they did to America with the coronavirus. End quote. China will pay. That's what I want to hear. Because we're printing money left and right like we're drunken sailors. What did Reagan say? People say, you're spending money like a drunk sailor, like it's some kind of insult. He said, at least the sailor, no. Somebody said that the government was spending money like a drunken sailor. And he said, well, at least the sailor's spending his own money. Very true. But we're printing money. We're fucking shoving inflation down a steep hill. And we're giving out all this money because we have to keep the economy afloat that we had to shut down. But we don't want inflation. We don't want a loaf of bread to cost $200. So somebody else is going to have to pay this bill. That's where China comes in. That's why I like how he said China is going to pay for what they did to America. Not in a warmongering sense. We're not going to fire any shots. But we are going to drop economic nukes on China. We've already started with the tariffs, which Biden is perverted, and Kamala want to repeal as soon as they get in there. They're going to take the tariffs off of China. They're going to take the handcuffs off of China. They're going to release the bully from detention so they can come out on the playground and start shoving us around and emptying our fucking pockets of our lunch money. That's what they want done. That's what they did when him and Obama were together. They got shoved around. They got punked. Pence is saying, you ain't punking shit. We're doing the punking. We are the bullies on the playground. And he took a shot at her for the way she treated Brett Kavanaugh. He said, I hope that when Barrett is confirmed during the confirmation, he said, I hope that you don't treat her the way you treated Kavanaugh. I hope that her religion doesn't come under fire the way you did to Kavanaugh. That was a shame. Let's keep it professional. Let's keep it above board. Is she qualified to be a Supreme Court justice? Then get her ass in there. He also mentioned her record when she was a DA in San Francisco and when she was the state attorney general for California. And all the black and Hispanic, all the people of color, all the oppressed people she's suddenly a champion for. He said that in California, under her reign as attorney general and as DA of San Francisco, that colored folk were 19 times more likely to be prosecuted for minor drug offenses under her. Hold up. She said she wanted to decriminalize marijuana, but you just locked up thousands of people for marijuana charges. How do we rectify that? You going to apologize? You're going to give them their time back? You're going to give them some money out of your pocket? 19 times more likely. But she's supposed to look out for the little guy. She's supposed to be about colored folk. Because she's black, right? She's supposed to be looking out for her people. But under her reign, if you were unfortunate enough to live in her city or her state, you are 19 times more likely to be in the booty house for minor drug offenses. Minor ones, like smoking weed in college, right? Fucking ridiculous. So, some of the things that she said that I didn't like, and number one, I had what's called my black woman counter. I wanted to see how many times she was going to mention herself as a black woman. Only twice. But she was accusing Trump of one of the things that stuck out, owing $400 million. Now, to the best of my knowledge, that's his private affairs, his private finances. Why do I care who he owes money to? She says, well, the American people deserve to know. We deserve to know what he was doing after he put his hand on that Bible in January of 2017. Before that moment, that's not my business. After that moment, all of it is my business. But who he owes the money to, so what? You're implying that he owes the money to, let me guess who? Russia? So he had to make his way into the White House somehow, some way, to pay the Russians back $400 million? Did you just say that out loud? You ever been too fucked up and you're like, did I say that or did I just think it? Because I think that's what just happened to her. But yes, you said that shit out loud. What do you mean who he owes the money to? I don't have to pay it back, do I? Is he going to take that $400 million out of my tax dollars? Oh, he's not? Then I don't give a shit. And she said Biden was transparent. I think he was transparent with his racism. And again, that's not our concern. You know, she said Biden was transparent with his taxes. I don't give a shit. Are they legal? Did he do them right? Did he steal any money from the American people? No, then I don't give a shit. And I think when she kept saying Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking. Like, she would say that and then look at him for a second like, hello? I think she was trying to get her thoughts together. I think that was a stall tactic for her. I really do. I think she was trying to get her thoughts together because, again, when people run off of emotion, emotions run out quicker than facts. Facts are bottomless. A stack of papers this damn high of facts. Emotions run out soon because emotions change. See, I think she came out there with some points, and then she just went with emotion, started tugging at people's heartstrings. Racism, right? That's a bottomless pit of fucking sympathy. And so, and then, she made a couple, what do they call them? Gaffes. Where she said 20-something, she was talking about the new generation, 20-something, the 20-somethings coming out of high school and college. 20-somethings don't come out of high school. If you're a 20-something coming out of high school, you fucked up. You really did. And she just came across as so fake, so disingenuous. The way she was talking, you just didn't feel like she meant it. But that's no surprise because that's who she is. She's always switching with the breeze. She goes to whatever puppet master has her hand jammed up her political ass. That's what she says. And she said that other countries, she said there's studies or a poll or something that said other countries, whoever other countries are, I don't know if it's all the other countries or just a handful of them, or I don't know who, but other countries are saying that they think more highly of some communist Chinese dictator she named than President Trump. Girl, I don't give a shit what any other country thinks of President Trump. Is he president of their country or mine? It's probably some bullshit country whose economy is dependent on us anyway. It was probably a country that we have troops in to keep their ass from being overrun by the hordes. The fuck out of here. Who cares? That's what kind of leader she's going to be, caring what the rest of the world thinks about what we do when we're the lead dog. You're looking at our ass. We're not looking at yours. I don't give a shit what any other country thinks. I don't give a damn how Western that country is. I don't care how much of an ally we are. And I care even less if they're not an ally. But I could give a shit what other countries think. That's like when my daughter tells me, but daddy, so-and-so's parents let them do that. I'm not so-and-so's daddy. I'm your daddy. You're the only child I am concerned with, not the ones down the street. Other countries. Don't give a shit. That's your problem, girl. You worried about what everybody else thinks. Worried about what we think. Worry about what my tax-paying ass thinks. Other countries. Other countries, you better pucker up, get some Bliss Tex, get them lips nice and shiny, and kiss our red, white, and blue ass. Other countries. Woman, please. I was proud of her, though. She didn't do any cackling. Her fucking her Mars Attacks. Fucking laugh. If you never seen that movie Mars Attacks, just YouTube Mars Attacks laugh. Oh, that woman sucks. Anyway, and she brought up a woman's right to choose. It's her body. Again, left out the father. 50% of the mix. 50% of a mix. That's like you having a brand new state-of-the-art oven, stainless steel and everything, like the ones they have on the cooking shows. It's heated to 350 degrees and you're just waiting for the cake mix to show up. Those ovens don't mean shit if you don't have a cake to put in them. And in order to bake a cake, you need the batter. How are you going to leave out 50% of the equation and not give a shit what the father thinks? And if the father has the nerve to speak up, he's shouted down. Like, see, he's some archaic barbarian that wants to hit her over the head and drag her into the fucking cave. Newsflash. Men want children too. Men love children too. Get that through your fucking head. Stop cutting out 50% of the equation. And then she talked about Breonna Taylor. That was toward the end. And how Breonna Taylor was killed unjustifiably. Like the police were reckless. They were returning fire. Again, leaving out important parts of the equation. The cops were shooting in response to someone shooting at them. They didn't say, knock, knock, police, bang, bang, bang. It was knock, knock, police, bang at them, so they bang back. That's what happened. It's her boyfriend's fault, not the police. He kicked it off. And now she wants to, like I said, decriminalize weed. That's weird. That's going to be an awkward conversation with those people you locked up for that. And she brought up that bullshit that I wish he didn't even address from the presidential debate where they asked him to denounce white supremacy. I wouldn't have said shit. Number one, I already done it. Number two, I don't need to say that shit no more. Obviously. Anybody say anything about the California leader of the Ku Klux Klan endorsing Hillary? Never heard that shit. Biden spoke at Robert Byrd's fucking funeral. If you don't know who Robert Byrd is, make sure your floor is clean so when your jaw drops to it, it won't get dirty. Denounce white supremacy. Man, I don't give a shit. That's not even an issue. Boo. And then how he called Mexican rapists. Woman, please. They always pull shit. They always try to lie about some shit that there's audio for. Audio. He said they're not sending us their best and brightest. They are sending rapists. More than 80% of women who cross the border illegally get raped. Look it up. And she said, I know this was kind of petty, but still, the only reason I'm bringing this up is because if Pence made this same mistake, he would be raked over the fucking social coals. The mainstream mediocres would dance on his fucking corpse if he said this. Where she said, are men who are serving. Oh, so there's only men serving? What about the women? What about the empowering? What about the women, Kamala? You didn't bring up the women? You're so sexist. It's such a boys' club. You're just like them. Those cis white males. Obviously, it was a mistake that she made. But if the shoe were on the fucking orange foot, I don't even need to finish that sentence. And, of course, I got to mention the fly that was on Pence's head. And, of course, everybody's having a field day saying, you know what flies land on. But I say the fly was on him because the administration is the shit. That's why the fly was on him. But that shit was funny and weird at the same damn time. So that's what I thought of the 2020 vice presidential debate. Overall, I thought it was better than the presidential one. I think Pence is a much better speaker. He is smooth. He's calculated. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to speak. He knows when to speak. He has his facts lined up. Man was just coming off the top like that. Kamala a couple times, see? I'm speaking, sir. I'm speaking. Like, why you gotta be an asshole? She was trying to collect her thoughts. Her emotions were running out, so she had to try to scramble for some facts. Or something that resembled a fact. No contest. Kamala got fucked up last night. Mike Pence got in that ass like a bike with no seat. Now, let me get home to my beautiful wife and kids. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit liberal cries. Get your Jericho Green notification tone link in the description box. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.